This is going to be the most honest review of different SMS services you're going to come across for a very special reason. I am the co-founder of Pingram.io. And if I tell you something untrue about our competitors, I'm opening myself and my company to defamation lawsuits from these competitors. So you can trust whatever I'm putting in this video is based on facts and hard truth that you can find yourself online. I'm going to be showing you their dashboards, their pricing page, and reviews you can find online yourself. With that in mind, it's your job to see which one of these companies is working harder for you and your segment. This is the list of alternatives we're going to go through in order, so feel free to skip ahead. Pingram, Plivo, Klaviyo, Sinch, and we're also going to review Twilio itself. I'm going to show you their pricing, their dashboard, how it feels, and what kind of use case they're a better fit for. Our comparison is going to be based on this graph. We're going to look at cost, complexity, and simplicity. Cost is obvious, the cheaper the better, and that's at the top. Complexity is not necessarily bad. It means that it can cover a variety of different use cases. But to cover all these different use cases, it does require more setup and attention. Simplicity means that it covers less scenarios, but it's more straightforward and to the point. With these two factors, we see these areas in the graph. Complex solutions that can handle all different types of scenarios, but also they cost a lot, which makes them good fit for more enterprise type companies. Why these solutions are better for enterprises? Because when an enterprise company is buying a solution, they don't really care about the cost. They care that for the next 10 years, all different kind of scenarios and situations they're going to come across is going to be handled by that provider. So they don't need to keep switching. On the other hand, we have these solutions that are better for small to mid-sized companies and agencies that serve them. Their SMS falls under limited scenarios, and the budget is a big factor in their decision-making. Starting with Pingram on this side of the graph, we can see that it's maxed out on simplicity, mainly because that team takes care of your A2P10 DLC registration or other compliance in other countries. There's a team of experts that collect the right information, submit the application, and get it all in place in a few days. So your team doesn't have to worry about that. It's also very cheap per message. This graph is showing the approximate cost per message in the United States. Now, keep in mind, this is all for the time of recording and it may change, so you better double check yourself. Pingram dashboard is very simple, staying true to the whole theme of simplicity and being straightforward. This is the whole SMS section. There's a code sample to send it, there's webhooks to receive it, and there's numbers you can register. The rest is really handled by the Pingram team. You don't have anything to configure. You can go to production with this probably faster than any other tool out there. One other thing you may enjoy about Pingram is the support. The tickets are answered within 1 hour during business hours. Let's talk about Plivo. Plivo offers more tools, but at a higher cost. It's also hard for me to say something else that's positive about Plivo because I go to their website, I try to sign up to show you a fresh dashboard, and this is what I get. So in good conscience, I don't know if I can tell you that this is a robust platform or not when their sign up is not working. I would tell you that I did read a lot of reviews on Plivo. There was nothing super negative that came out. So what I can say is that if you can sign up, integrate it, and you're happy with the price, it may be the solution for you. Next, we have Klaviyo, which appears in two places on this graph because it can be either really cheap or very expensive. I'd say that they're not super transparent about their pricing. Let's see what I mean. So let's say I want to send 10,000 SMS in the US. There it is. Now add it to my plan, and it looks like I'm going to pay $110 for 10,000 SMS. But that's not the whole picture. That means I can send 10,000 SMS to 250 to 500 people. Now doing some simple math, 10,000 divided by 500, that's 20 SMS a month to the same person. So I'm only paying this if I'm sending 20 SMS a month or more to the same person every month. If I want to distribute this 10,000 across, let's say, a few thousand people, let's say 3,000 to 5,000 people, I'm paying another $100. So I'm actually paying double the price I should be paying for this amount of SMS. That's why it's either very cheap, pretty good price, or very expensive, twice the price. There is something else about Klaviyo that separates them from everyone else on this graph, and that's their marketing features. So when you go to their dashboard, you don't see all these different SMS technologies and, technical features. Instead, you're seeing marketing features, campaigns, flows, websites, social, and so on, which is very familiar to marketing people. So overall, it sounds like a great tool for marketing teams if they can afford the budget. But for transactional use cases or programmatic use cases where you're just sending the SMS from an API, then there's no point paying more for a fancier marketing dashboard. Next, we have Sinch and Twilio, which I put them in sort of the same category, enterprise telephony. They're expensive. They cover every scenario you can think of. They're amazing for a company that is not in a rush to get their account set up, to get their configurations in order. And also they have the budget to afford these tools. You can think of Sinch as Twilio's European cousin. They both started in 2008. but Twilio started in the US, Sinch started in Europe, and it really focused on the European market. If you ever worked with Twilio and then look at Sinch dashboard, it will feel very familiar. It feels like a reskin of Twilio, honestly. Now, I don't know which one copied the other one, but they look and feel very similar. They support a variety of use cases and scenarios. They're very complex and complete. I would say both of these are great tools for companies that have the timeline, that have weeks of time to set up their telephony, that want to ensure that in the future, they're covering all the scenarios that could come up. Now, keep in mind, with the exception of Pingram, no other product here helps you with your A2P10 DLC, which means that you have to account for at least a couple weeks of planning ahead of time, which makes them fantastic products for enterprises because enterprises are working on longer timelines. They're not in a rush to launch something next week. They're planning for something for the next quarter or the one after. Now, why does Twilio appear in two places? Because Twilio has some additional products they can sell you to make the experience better and more streamlined for you. And one of those products is Twilio Fast Track, which costs anywhere between $1,500 to $5,000 a month, which is not a big price tag for these enterprise companies. And then they'll help you get your A2P10 DLC faster, quicker, and they guide you through it. They also have paid support plans. So next time you fill a ticket and you're waiting for weeks to get an answer, maybe, think about buying a support plan from Twilio. Again, notice that the products that these companies offer are expensive by design because they're selling to enterprises that don't mind paying a few $1,000s more per month in order to be able to do all the different imaginable things they can with telecom infrastructure. So if I want to summarize this all with a few sentences, on this end, you have Twilio and Sinch, which can be configured to handle a lot of different scenarios, but also they cost a lot, and getting the right attention from them perhaps requires, paid support plan or being patient. On the other end of the spectrum, we have Pingram, which is designed specifically for startups, small to mid-sized companies, and agencies that service them. It takes care of a lot of stuff like A2P. The support response times are very fast, and it's really straightforward to use and put into production ASAP. We also have Klaviyo, which sounds like a great fit for marketing teams that can afford to pay the additional cost depending on the number of profiles they're touching. And finally, we have Plivo, which is slightly cheaper than Twilio and Sinch with less functionality. So some people may prefer that balance as well. I believe this was an honest review and everything I said was based on facts. But if you notice something was untrue, please comment it below so I can see it and also the other viewers can see it too. Thank you for watching. Take care.